What is going on, All Terrain Nation? Whether it be two-wheel drive, four-wheel drive, it does not matter what you drive because this is your All Terrain Nation, and I'm your host, David Boyd. And tonight we've got some special guests. We've got Amanda and Sean with Our Bronco Life, and you guys know technology is not always my fan, so let me push the button and make sure they're in there. And there they are. I see you now.
Hey.
Well, welcome to the show. I want to say. I like what you guys are doing. I've reached out and I was like, man, I really kind of want, because for one, you two just look like an awesome couple. Honestly, you remind me of and my wife. We're always just happy once we're together. You get us away and we're probably dark clouds, but together we're always happy. And but just watching your YouTube channel over the, I guess not past year, because you guys caught my eye with you were at the Orlando Auto Show and you were one of the first channels to kind of get up close and walk around of the Bronco, and I was like, man, how are they getting such cool access? But first off, welcome to the show, guys.
Thank you.
Thanks for having us.
Yeah, it's a pleasure to be here and talk with you tonight.
Well, and I'm sorry it's so late. I know you guys are East Coasters, and well, I say it's late. Grandpa Dave says it's late, but
we're night owls anyway.
Yeah.
We prefer the wee hours.
Well,
all good.
Well, first off, so Our Bronco Life, what is this about? Because I see you guys are up and close to these things all the time. What are you trying to create over there?
So Our Bronco Life, like a lot of people, 6 digits people, on July 13th when we put that initial $100 deposit down over a year ago, we've always been adventurous, traveling and travel photography and stuff like that. And as soon as we put that deposit down, I was thinking we were on a long road trip. Commuting back from Michigan to New York, and I was like, what could we do? What could we do with our new Bronco? Because we're going to have so many new adventures, and we're going to have this whole new experience. We live in Queens, New York. There's an adventure in our backyard, but it doesn't really need or involve a vehicle. Now we wanted something more to escape the city and do stuff, and so I was thinking of that on a long road trip back, and I was like, Bronco Life, this, and it's two of us. It's a couple because we're together, and it just clicked. Like the name Our Bronco Life just clicked on a road trip, and the goal is just to essentially develop a community and help educate and promote a great product in this awesome community of the Bronco family that we've grown to love over the past year or so, and have some fun with it and all.
And David, let's be honest.
Go ahead.
Sean loves all things Bronco. So literally as soon as we put our reservation down, he was so excited, and he's like, now we can take our Bronco to different state parks and do fun things. I'm like, yeah, babe, let's do it. So he's just die hard, lives and breathes Bronco. I mean, people call him Bronco Jesus. I mean, he just knows all things Bronco. One of our friends and coworkers calls him Bronco Hannes. So he's in it to win it, and it's exciting. And it's just fun to meet other Bronco family members to say and
Sure.
just talk about it, and because we're all passionate about it, especially this guy. So we just want to share the love, and we love to travel a lot too, so we want to travel with our Bronco and bring people along on our adventures.
Well, so let's start right there. What Bronco did you reserve, and was there a fight over 2-door, 4-door, kind of where are you guys at with this?
We were pretty even with it. Amanda, she was like, you work hard, get whatever you want.
I was like, you deserve it, baby. You work so hard, and this is our first new car together, and I was like, you deserve it. Treat yourself, get what you want, go for it.
But I kind of reeled it in a little bit, just because we did it to what we want out of it. We want to do camping and road trips and national parks and sand dunes and things like that. As of now, rock crawling and extreme off-roading isn't necessarily there. We want to get a camper, and you go off the grid a little bit. And so we opted for the Outer Banks, and we're going to add some 33s and some more, obviously, accessories. Everyone's going to accessorize their Bronco, thinking of the first 10 things we already have on order. But Outer Banks 4-door was the number one. We agreed on 4-door for sure.
Yeah, I think that was easy for us.
The top color, she wanted cyber orange. Was leaning Area 51, but we settled for Cactus Gray, which is a happy medium, which we absolutely loved. And
that's a weird medium, because you got orange way over here, and then you got.
I know. Well, yellow is my favorite color, and yes, it's called cyber orange, but it definitely has yellow hues to it for sure. So I naturally gravitate to to that naturally, and so it's not everyone's color. But we both agreed and loved cactus gray. It's like a fun retro color. We love it.
Chameleon color really adapts to the light, which is really fun.
And I also feel like it pays tribute to like the classic vintage colors, and I love that they kind of brought it back, but with its own little twist to it, which I think is fun.
Right. Yeah. And that was one of the cool things. Ford made a classic looking vehicle, and they needed a few classic colors. So like that cactus gray, that's my favorite color, and I cannot get my wife to sway that way. She's like, no, like she likes it, but
what does she like?
Well, we settled on rapid red, is what we've settled. Okay. But she tends to go to the darker grays, so I was like, the red seems like a kind of a classic throwback color too, so we'll go there.
It's really pretty. It's really pretty. I'm glad you guys didn't go with the grays. I like them. I appreciate them, but I think red is more fun.
Leadfoot on the 150s, if you've seen Leadfoot, I really like that color. More of a matte, darker gray color.
Leadfoot is cool, and Space White is really cool too, that Ford has in their lineup. It's not on the Bronco, not yet. Who knows in the future, but...
Well, and Bronco Nation they're reporting that some new colors are coming, and we knew some new colors were coming, but it's getting closer to the 22 order banks, so come on, Ford, let us know something.
I know, right? Well, they're still busy working on the 2021s, am I right?
well, we hope.
Yeah, I know. And the thing too for us, going back to which trim level we wanted to pick, I mean, I think I could speak for both of us, our two favorites was Badlands and Outer Banks. Mm-hmm. And like, yes, we love all the amazing off-roading capabilities that the Bronco can do, which is so cool. And I love the Sasquatch package. It's bomb. And the first time I drove a Bronco with the Sasquatch package, I felt like a bad mamma jamma. It was so cool. But like, Amanda, let's be honest, we don't need that for our lifestyle. Yeah. We don't do extreme off-roading, so that's why we chose the Outer Banks. Mm-hmm. One of the many reasons.
And you're in New York City, so I mean, obviously keeping this somewhere, because parking's a premium there. So yeah, keeping it somewhere would be a nightmare, I would think, with the 35s.
Yeah, there is a couple nice outfitted Jeeps in front of on our street that we've seen that will look good next to. Yeah. But yes, parking is few and far between, so we got that covered for now. But it is a challenge for sure.
I mean, during the pandemic, we would take walks and we're like, where should we park our Bronco? You know?
Well, so soft top or hard top? I can't remember if the Outer Banks.
Hard top. Those Four Seasons, hard top's a must, and that's probably why we are still stuck in the production phase. I mean, we were based on all the trackers, which I'm sure everyone has been using if you have a VIN and all that, which I check on an hourly basis almost. Yeah. On the 3rd, almost a week ago, our Bronco was born.
Our baby was born.
But it's still not in the built phase. So I know there's a ton of, if you follow Bronco, everyone knows the hardtop has been the Achilles heel, as Ford has said it. And so hopefully they'll get through some quality checks and our Bronco can come home finally.
Well, fingers crossed for you guys, because I'm hearing some bad news coming up, and I'll worry about that later. But so you guys are traveling all over the country now. I mean, I know you work events, auto events, stuff like that. Do you have to drive? I mean, is this something when y'all buy your Bronco, like, hey, we're driving across country with this, or is it, well, it'll be at home, I'll be bummed out, it's sitting there, and I had to fly out?
Good question. Some events we fly and some events we drive.
Yeah, it depends. I guess, like, when we get it, we'll evaluate if it's worth it to bring along for an extended period of time. Yeah. That being said, we have left vehicles for weeks on end, and have friends and check on it here in New York. Right. But if we were gone for an extended period of time, I think we'd bring it back home with some family and park it in a nice garage in Michigan where our family's from. So depending on that. So it's not that much of a trip. It's only 10 hours from here to Michigan. So
yeah. And then a side note, we just finished working AirVenture, which is an awesome event in Wisconsin. And he was trying to convince me, like, babe, if we work AirVenture again, maybe we should go camping with our Bronco. I'm like, babe, I need a shower. After a long day of work, like, I don't know.
Well, mosquitoes up there, let's be honest. Mosquitoes are just horrible.
Yeah.
So you guys are from Michigan, right?
Originally, yep.
Well, so Car Central to New York City. Oh, yeah, see, you're from Michigan when you put the hand up. So from Car City to New York City, that must have been a wild change, right?
Yes.
It definitely was for me. You know, I followed her out. She went to New York City first while we were dating, and um, it was never necessarily not on the list. But I'm so glad I came out here. I love the city. It's full of energy, full of culture, great food. I love the walking. But that's another reason why, you know, you have this congested city, which is so lively and alive. But you do need escape sometimes. You know, some nature and some quiet and you know, peace of mind, and so having a Bronco will give us that, and then some.
Well, where in to escape New York City is probably a nightmare in itself, just to get outside the city. 14 probably toll roads and everything, but where does New Yorkers go? Where would they go in their Bronco to escape for a weekend?
That's a good question. A lot of people during the summertime, they escape to like the Hamptons. We love to go to Jones Beach, which is a really cute beach that's close by that we go to.
We also love going to New Hampshire. The White
Yes.
Mountains area in New Hampshire and Vermont as well are some of our favorite
Gorgeous.
places.
Yeah, like
Would love to get a little cabin there. And that was really what drew us to the Off-rodeo, which was great that they were going to, moved it to New Hampshire. I know they had some original plans of Vermont.
Yeah.
We're planning on going to the Off-rodeo at the end of this month. So stay tuned for that, of our recap and all that.
Nice.
I know Moab is going to be, a big fan favorite. Heard great things out of Texas with friends that work there and guests that have already been there. And Vegas is looking really cool as well. But New Hampshire, because it's closer to home, and we love the Northeast, just the mountains, the greenery, and all that. So those are some of the key places we like to escape to.
And even upstate New York is gorgeous, like the Catskills.
Yeah,
I mean,
yeah.
the city is so different than upstate New York. It's just like a whole nother world up there.
Yeah, and all the vineyards and stuff up that way. It's just real pretty up that way.
Yeah.
Well, yeah, so that area sounds like it is going to be kind of fun for the rodeo because the terrain is so different than like Texas has. Ford was real smart. Let's put it in just different types of terrain. The only bummer is I wish they would have done one sort of maybe Georgia area, kind of more balanced. Because I know for me, like the idea of I wanted to do the off-rodeo, but it's such an expense to get there. And obviously it's a short time because they got to get a lot of people through. But I was like, I'm not used to that terrain. I would like to drive one kind of in the area that I'm going to be at.
Sure.
Yeah.
Of
That
course.
makes sense.
And I agree. I wish there was one in the southeast, northeast, and even, northwest, like kind of space it out. You got all of them, 3 close to the west coast, which has got amazing 4x4 terrain. But the New Hampshire, our goal is we want to go there so we can learn, like, meet and network with people and learn new trails out there. So we can escape New York easily, go up there 4 or 5 hours up there and have some fun with our Bronco. Plus, when it was announced, it was strange because last February we went up to that Gunstock Mountain and we snowboarded.
Oh, nice.
And ironically, that's what they're partnering with.
Yeah.
We had no idea.
Oh, really?
And the resort that they partner with too, we stayed there for a week as well. So it was just like, we've been here before, and it's a good choice, and it's
We're
beautiful
like, oh my
up
gosh,
there.
no way.
Beautiful.
I ski, by the way. I don't snowboard. That's it. That's Bronco Jesus.
Well, so I would think the weather would make it a short season for the rodeo up that way.
Sure
Yeah.
seems like it, especially with the partnership of a ski lodge. So as soon as first snow or first freeze, I'm sure they're shut down just because of trying to turn it over for the ski lodge season.
Well, what is the seasons like for you guys in New York? When does you first get that first sweater weather?
Oh, golly.
It could be as early as early September or as
Yeah.
late as early November. It fluctuates so
Yeah.
much. But I was looking at the calendar. I think they're booked out for New Hampshire. I mean, I'd have to double check through October. They don't have many dates on the calendar for the New Hampshire off-rodeo past there.
When they were a little late getting to that because of all the problems that they previously had. I know one thing, you guys being from Michigan, the first time my wife took me to her suburbs area in Michigan, I was like, here in Tennessee, August. When is Labor Day's the final in September?
September 5th or 6th, yeah.
So it's 90 degrees here in Nashville. So I didn't pack a jacket or anything. And she took me to Detroit, and I was like, holy cow, it's winter here. What are y'all doing? And they're sitting by a pool, just like it's just nothing. I was like, y'all are crazy up there.
Oh yeah, like we put flip flops on like when it's 40 degrees, when it's like spring, because you're like it's warm.
Yeah.
But that's like typical Michigan, where it's super hot during the day, and then as soon as the sun sets, it's
Yeah.
freezing.
Yeah. Yeah. So you guys being in New York, it's probably a little more extreme then, right? With the weather, once it changes, it's changing.
I would say sorry. It's typically like 10 to 15 degrees warmer than Michigan.
Oh,
like
really?
where
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Well, you get a lot of the heat from the buildings, and you have to walk everywhere most of the time too. So when it's wintertime, you're walking through the snow, you're walking wherever you need to go, bundle up. You're not, preheating your car and then driving out of your driveway and off you go.
Right.
You're pounding the pavement for real.
Well, and that kind of leads to a great thing. So Detroit Auto or Chicago Auto Show last year, right before COVID and everything hit, I first time being in Chicago and the rail system. You guys are very familiar with trains being in New York, but I'd never had to deal with that before, and I've always heard of the Windy City. And I went down. I was covering Toyota had a big event that I wanted to cover, and so I got on the train. I come out of Midway. And I've never experienced like winds like that. I was like, holy cow, man, they're not kidding about this. The train was cold, like going all the way to downtown. And I'm like, so you guys up north are not playing around with your weather, right?
Yeah. Well, Chicago's a wonderful city. It's so fun. But the winters there are very brutal. Very brutal.
Right. And what?
So-
I'm sorry. Go ahead.
My apologies. So I was going to say it was so nice to work the Chicago Auto Show in the summertime. It was such a wonderful change because usually it's Arctic cold. And
And that's where I was going. See, you were professionals. You can just tell. You knew where I was going. That's what I was going to say. So you guys were at Chicago, and what a change! Like, yes, like what is the Javelin Center or wherever they do the auto show?
The McCormick.
McCormick Center. That's right.
New York.
Like,
McCormick.
luckily, I get my hotel right there, so I just walk over the bridge, the Sky Bridge, and I never experience cold weather again. But summertime up there is so pretty, and yeah, they were doing it outside. And then you guys got to be a part of the driving them around, right? Or the display.
So it is nice that they switched it to the summertime because so many of these major auto shows are in like the heart of winter. I remember one time in Detroit where there wasn't a day it was above like 20 degrees for 2 weeks straight.
Or like in the negatives.
Yeah, in the negatives.
Yeah.
But yes, this year was a nice surprise, and it allowed brands and ride and drives to happen all across the board. They did a street fest every night as well. The Chicago Auto Show shut down the street with the ride and drives, and then they lined up all the vehicles out in the street and had live bands and food trucks and stuff like that. And then Ford had 2 outdoor displays and that Built Wild Bronco display. And so we were working alongside some of the pro drivers that Ford has that were running the course and the obstacle course. There's many different obstacles. It was one of the first experiences for customers to really ride along, other than those if you've been to like the Moab or the King of Hammers drives, those special drives, or even the Supercell East.
Yeah.
And so to really capture that audience and give those people a nice change of pace, because if you've been to an auto show, Camp Jeep does a lot of that stuff. They
And
do
I was going to say that's one thing Jeep, and I'm glad that Ford picked up on it Ford seemed to watch Jeep like a hawk. When they knew they were doing Bronco, they were like, all right, we have to not copy them, do our own thing, but we're definitely going to take a page out of their playbook. And yeah, the Jeep experience that they do, Camp Jeep, is so awesome. You get to ride around.
It is.
I
They do a great job.
I did on press days though at Chicago. I watched one of the gladiators about run off their deal. It was kind of funny. You could see the guy was so embarrassed, but that was indoors. But I think it's just natural to take this outdoors. That's where you're going to play in these things, anyways, right? You're going to. I don't want to drive my Bronco indoors. So did they have the tops off, or was it all roof on?
Some of them, right?
Depends on the weather of the day, but
Yeah.
we did take some of the tops off. We had hard and soft tops, 2 and 4 doors. But to your point about outdoors, you're right. There was a sand pit, so you got to play in the sand. There was a water fording demonstration, so you got to splash some water, and then a nice huge mountain that I got to climb. So
It was awesome.
Yeah.
Like David, I really wish you were there because I felt like Ford dominated Chicago Auto Show. Like we had such a huge presence. Like inside it was like Ford Tough, and then the 2 outdoor displays was like Built to Electrify, and then Built Wild. And the display that they built for Bronco was amazing. And again, like this is the first time a lot of people are seeing the Bronco for the first time, and it was beautiful to have this awesome display showing all the extreme off-roading capabilities, and these people get to ride along with these professional drivers and really understand the vehicle, and also know that like I'm not a pro driver, but I can do this too, you know.
Yeah. Well, and that's the thing with everybody thinks they need the Sasquatch package, which I'm included. That's what I ordered. But people don't realize that they're capable out of the box no matter which one you get. That's the key. I mean, yes, the base is a base. Like you're getting the bare minimums, but that base is still, you could take that to Moab and have just as much fun as anybody else.
That's right.
And I like how Ford did that standard across the board. You know, it's not where you have the base model as a front wheel drive or something like that. So often you have in certain vehicles, certain brands doing that across the board, 4x4 standard, and like you said, capability from the little base two-door to, you know, a first edition.
So you guys have been traveling in not working for Ford, but you guys do a lot of displays, stuff like that for the company. What was out of the gate? What was the first kind of things people were noticing? That, I mean, obviously you guys, you caught my eye at the Orlando Auto Show. You guys did that nice walk around with the two-door. I'm assuming that you're at the show. You hear what people's reactions are. Kind of what was the good and the bad that you instantly heard? Bad had to be a Jeep guy going, "Oh, that's just horrible."
No, actually, we met a lot of Jeep owners, like Jeep, I'm having a...
What, the Wrangler?
Thank you. I'm having a...
We forget about that anyway.
But a lot of them were like, I cannot wait for my Bronco. I can't wait to turn in my Jeep to get my Bronco. A lot of Jeep owners were actually saying that, and they were just so impressed by the technology that's packed in Ford. Like, you get so much bang for your buck compared to Jeep. And before Bronco was officially released, and Sean and I were looking for a new vehicle, we were looking at the Jeep Wrangler, and but we just couldn't pull the trigger just because it just lacked technology. It just seemed so behind. But they never had a competitor, so they never had to change anything that was working. You know.
Well, and competition does breed better vehicles. I mean,
agreed.
I think that Jeep will step it up in a couple years, and then it's going to force Bronco to step it up, and it's great for the consumer.
Of course, I completely agree. And unbiasedly, you know, we talked to so many people, and there was very, very little negative feedback. The biggest thing is, where is it? What's taking so long? Like stuff that's out of control. Like the design seemed unanimously a home run design. The capability, of course, was there. It's just things that were not, you know, out of our control. You know, like how come we can't see this or do this and that? But it was very well done. There will be a lot of used Jeeps on the used cars lots, I feel like, over the next year and a half.
Guilty. So was the Orlando, after the release, was that the first auto show you guys got to do?
Yes, that was the first one since the pandemic. That was in December.
Well, that had to be a little awkward, right? Because everybody's been on lockdown. Florida is Florida. Like they, you know, what doesn't matter what side of the aisle you're on. Florida is still Florida, no matter what. But of course, they had it roped off. They weren't letting people try to touch it and stuff. But I mean, I can imagine being there. Like I had a friend that shot some video for me of that on the display, and she was blown away by it. She was blown away, honestly, how well that the auto show actually kind of kept people separate, and just really so that had to be nice for you guys, of like it just wasn't full blown, because there's always your health and safety for like if you guys are in town after town after town, like the world we live in right now has to be a little crazy for you guys, right?
I mean, knock on wood, we've been safe and still been able to mingle and go to events and different things like that. You know, the Chicago Auto Show, like you said, Air Venture was just with 600,000 people throughout the week.
Wow.
And everything, we've been cautious and as safe as possible. But, you know, sometimes in the back of our mind, yes, it's like, okay, what's going on? Not to get into too much details about that, but we've been doing our best with that for sure.
Yes, we're traveling, but we're being smart about it. And, you know, there are many times where we'd have to, of course, get tested or whatever. And so far, so good. So, and taking oil, oregano, and our vitamins. So.
Right, and I think, you know, I'm definitely up to everything as far as vitamins and just my health and safety. And speaking of that, because you, Sean, you must be like crazy strong, because I seen the picture on y'all's Instagram, and I want to try to bring this up if I can. I don't know how you have your awesome wife there on your shoulders like that, but it is crazy. And guys, just give me a second. You know me and technology.
Okay.
I will get it up here because this is hilarious.
I'm
And
very curious.
if you haven't yet, you guys need to go follow their socials because I like that you guys your Instagram is just completely different than your YouTube channel.
So I think I know what you're gonna pull up, and I'll just say that during the pandemic, we've always so we love yoga, and we've kind of dabbled here and there with acro yoga, but we just never had the time or space to do it. And with the pandemic, we had the time to kind of explore and do it, even though we'd find pictures and we're like, let's try this. So probably we don't have like the best technique, but we're like, I have a dance background, so
Okay.
I understand my body, and he's
Yes,
Bronco
well,
Jesus. He's got the muscles. So
I'm literally seeing Sean with his arms out, and you're standing on like half of one arm. I'm like,
it's really hard. It's really hard because all my weight is on one leg.
how many
It's
times though did this take?
Well, we've done this a few times, so we're pretty comfortable
But
with it.
to get that pose, I think it was our second take.
Yeah.
We did that in Wisconsin. But yeah, I mean, we just always find different pictures, and we're like, let's try this.
I just like I like how confident you're just standing up there like, what? This is just what we do. You know.
Oh no, I'm like breathing, and I'm like trying to look like it's all good, but I'm definitely focused.
Well, so I'm looking here at your Instagram. What do
Yeah.
you find? Because it's crazy for me. I 650 something like that subs. Where you guys well over 3,000. What do you find brings in the views more than anything?
That's this guy.
Yeah, I run all our socials.
He
She's
does.
kind of out of it.
I'm not good at that kind
But
of
we want to
stuff.
try to bring, I mean, a lot will change, more detailed stuff once we get our Bronco as well, but we want to do a blend of like us, our personality, plus content in terms of, Bronco stuff specific, like we posted about that tailgate table yesterday as well. And we also want to throw in, our lifestyle and some tips and stuff like that. So it's so hard, it's hit or miss, I feel like the Bronco community is very eager to see new things, and it's really interesting to try to push new things. There was some early a few months ago found some new Easter eggs that Nation probably didn't find because it's full of those random little Easter eggs, like the one that says "Get Unhinged" on the door handle or the electrical plug there. But it is, I mean, and we're also trying to educate people on proper things to do because there is a right and wrong way for some of the tech and some of the demos as well.
And I think that's so helpful for consumers because a lot of people, I mean, with any vehicle in general, you get a new vehicle and sadly, when you get it, where you get it, sometimes they don't know, they don't help you, they don't assist you. So we want to be able to be there for people to help educate them. Like, this is how it's done properly. This is how, and especially like he knows all the ins and outs, and it's just fun. And we love the Bronco, and it's easy to talk about because it's freaking awesome.
Well, I'll be honest. Like the doors and stuff, they don't look complicated, but at the end of the day, I think for new people, those are kind of a little bit complicated to do it for the first couple times, right?
Definitely. We say it time and time again, get the door bags.
Get the door bags.
Because just one malfunction or is slip, you can damage them pretty severely with anything, really. But the front doors, over 60 pounds on the four-door and almost 50 pounds for the rear. It is a little awkward. They are easy to remove, but putting them back on is the harder part, in my opinion, because you got to get it in that right angle.
Angle, yeah. But I mean, yeah. Again, like Sean said, get the bags because we've waited so long for this vehicle. You don't want to damage it, And then
Right.
So what we do, we put it on all the way, zip it as much as we can, so then you're protecting the majority of the door.
Yeah.
It's just helpful. Protect it.
And if everybody watching right now, if you haven't yet, go over to their Our Bronco Life on YouTube. Well, click a new window. Let's not leave this one.
Yeah.
But click a new window, and because you guys actually show taking off the doors. I've got a video pulled up right now. Oh, too much sound. But I'll let me pull this up here real quick. Once again, guys, Dave is not great with technology here, but I've got it playing a little bit where you guys were showing how you demonstrate doing the doors.
Yeah.
and definitely, I mean, there's already been people dropping the doors, like the bags.
Yeah, I've seen that before.
Even before I did the bags or was buying the Bronco, I was like, I'm just doing the bags because I've had Jeeps. Jeeps can be a nightmare, and just keeping them and storing them. So storing alone is where you want it, let alone taking them off.
Yeah.
Yeah, and we're gonna do the garage bags. We didn't order the door bags that are on board. Personally, just the experience putting them on board, I think it's a great experience. But we were just talking like, there's not going to be a time where our trunk is purely empty. We're gonna have swag or bags and stuff like that. So it is a great idea to be able to keep them all on board versus leaving them at home if it allows you to. But we like to have stuff with us.
We have a lot of stuff. We could never go backpacking over Europe because we just have so much stuff.
well, clearly, and Sean couldn't take his Bronco with him, so. But so the video's up of you guys just showing the bag go over the door and stuff, and it looks like it's almost your dream Bronco. It's the black Outer Banks, but it's not cactus gray.
Yeah.
But yeah, I agree. I see those bags go on there, and it's just like wide for what they cost. They're not very expensive. If you're financing this vehicle, you're never going to notice that it affected your payment at all. What are some of the other accessories that you think people should kind of look for that, I mean, you guys have had more experience probably playing with these than probably Bronco Nation has, honestly. You guys seem to be in and out of them so much. What are some of the kind of pluses that people should look for?
I highly recommend people, and another reason why we got the Outer Banks is the first trim level where you can opt for the high package, and that's with the high package or Lux package with a 12-inch touchscreen. Like, right. I think that is like must. It's a must having the 12-inch touchscreen because once you see the 8-inch, it's like.
Well, it gets a 360 camera, and it's more intuitive, and you have more features available with it. And I think that was 100%. We had to have that, and so if you're on the fence, you will not regret getting that 12-inch touchscreen.
Yeah, it's amazing. That's like by far a must. I think personally.
The heavy-duty front bumper as well. I know it's very inexpensive, but it's very capable. I mean, it's important if you want to ever add some accessories and things like that. We love fog lights, but you do lose them with the heavy-duty front bumper. But for that small price of the front bumper, you can so many more options, and you get that front steel bash plate as well to protect the front of the belly of your beast. We just ordered some Baja Designs fog lights that we're going to install once they come in.
Money.
So, yeah.
John's like, shh, don't say.
And I recommend. I know a lot of people. If they want the soft top, I recommend getting the dual top. Getting both if you can right now. But like that's what I recommend, just so you can have both. Because I love the MIG top and the capability of that. I just think that's like, especially where we live, like in our climate.
And other accessories to each his own. I mean, but highly recommend is the 12-inch touchscreen, front bumper, door bags. Other than that, it depends what you want out of the vehicle.
I mean, again, there's like over 300 accessories, so you can like really go wild.
right, from tents and everything that seems you can get on there. So what are from you guys messing with this? And I'm looking at your Bronco Life channel, guys. Seriously, after the video, go over and subscribe to their channel, man. They do. You guys, it's just very unique. It's very individual, tailored to what you two do. Which is, I like it. It's a little different than maybe Bronco Nation or some of the other guys that are more hands-on with these than everybody else gets to be. So definitely go check out their channel. But what are some of so speaking of the tops, and I know you guys are, by no means are Ford employees. So guys in the comments, they're not Ford employees. They just attend to Ford events and get to work with it a little bit. What are some of the pluses and minuses of both tops that you've seen so far?
The soft top is a huge plus. Is quick open air experience. You can just 2 latches, flip it open, drive away. Boom, there you go. Love that feature of the soft top. We haven't spent much time with the hard top in terms of getting until we get ours. We just like the idea of the hard top because of the 4 seasons. And the ease of, you could just pop off the front 2 panels quickly. But I love the fact for if we could do dual tops and had a garage and stuff like that and get the soft top for the summertime, that would be ideal, the best of both worlds. So that's what I like about both of them. What about you?
Yeah, like you said, to echo what Sean said, the easy capability of the soft top is wonderful, where it's like just literally two latches, boom, boom, and then I can do it myself. It's so easy. Um, yeah, but again, my favorite is the molded in color top.
Right.
And with like any, it's just like with any soft top, it's like it's a soft top, which is it has its pluses and
Sure.
minuses.
And I think a lot of people, people talk about wind noise and that. If you that's a concern for you with either of those tops, this is probably the wrong vehicle to begin with for you.
Exactly.
If you, I have a lot of people ask, and they're like, well, what do you think it's like? And I'm like, just go to your Jeep dealership and ride around in one. It's going to be fairly similar as far as wind noise. Like they're convertible tops, just don't buy the Jeep. That's all I'm going to say. Just don't buy the Jeep. We're Broncos. But no, so have you guys, is there anything though that you've experienced with the soft top? Because I know they're talking about they're scratching the sport post a little bit, and I know I've seen some scratches on the sport bars are going to scratch no matter what. It's up in the air, especially if the tops are off. You're going to beat and bang against those. Any problems with that you guys have seen?
Anything we've seen or talked to, even talking with some of the drivers that we've been experienced with, we have not. Seeing those posts on the forums is kind of surprising because that is something I have not seen at all.
Yeah.
And even some of the demos done at auto shows and things like that, where it is kind of being demoed frequently, never noticed any of those scratches.
Right. Yeah, when you said
I was
that,
kind of surprised.
When you said that, I was like, what? Because I've never.
Right.
And we were with them for all 3 months.
Right.
Straight.
Well, so guys, see from the Bronco's mouth of sorts. But so what are the things that you think people when they get their Bronco? Because you guys are weeks away. We hope you're weeks away.
Well, hopefully, or hopefully days.
I'm trying to be optimistic. I'm leaving the window wide. But what are some of the things you think people who have been waiting for so long? Some people are. I've said many times. I'm not really brand centric. I like everything. So I'm not one of these guys that's been like, I've been waiting since the 90s when they killed the Bronco. But what are some of the things that you think that people that are the old school guys are going to like about it, and some of the new things that newer customers will like?
Oh gosh.
Well, I mean, Amanda's shirt, she's wearing a vintage Bronco, so it's great. It's a great blend of retro design and modern technology. I think they really nailed it with some of the features on that. For anyone who has complained or the weights, yes, the weights are horrible. We're almost all in this together. It'll be worth the wait in the end. We're all, a year from now, most of us will be forgetting about all this BS, tracking the forums every 5 seconds and the tracker. We're all going to be at different Bronco meetups and having our own Bronco clubs and things like that. It will be worth the wait in the end, for sure.
I also tell people when they think about changing their order, like, oh, maybe I'll get it sooner. And I'm like, stick to your guns. Like, you chose this, all of that for a reason. And especially after we talk more and more, like, maybe some people don't know a lot about the Broncos. So then after talking to them, they might change their mind. Like, oh, what's your lifestyle? Like, oh, maybe this will benefit you more. But most Bronco people have done a lot of research and they know exactly what they want. So I say stick to your guns. We've waited this long. What's waiting a little bit more? You don't want to regret that you changed it and got something less, hoping that you'd get it sooner.
Well, and everybody, like, it's our nature. We're Amazon culture now, so we think as soon as as soon as you push reservation, it's like should be here tomorrow. But I do. The only thing I've ever said, some people are willing to go for soft top just because that was one of the hard tops is one of the commodity issues that they've had. But that's the only thing. Like, I tell people, like, if you are dead, like, get what you want. Don't regret it. Don't regret it in a year, and then you're stuck in a 5-6 year car payment or whatever. Get exactly what you want now. The only bummer I have is I wish that they would have brought the colored matching tops instantly. Like, I did a video a couple weeks ago, and I forgot how good the images of the painted roofs look that match. I'm like, oh my god, man, that's why I fell in love with the Bronco. But I knew that was a couple years down the road, but I was like, oh man. And then now you're seeing dealerships actually painting these roofs of this thing.
Yeah, was that Sinclair Motors or Sinclair Ford did that Velocity Blue? It looked fantastic. It looked really sharp.
There's somewhere in Georgia, I think they did a white one that way too.
Okay.
Nice.
I mean,
But
originally we were thinking the high gloss black top for our Outer Banks because to match the high gloss grill.
well, you're in
And
Queens, man.
then,
You need a classy top.
but then we were like, okay, we're gonna try to do adventure stuff. Probably put roof racks on it, and we don't want to risk. I don't know how durable the high gloss will be in terms of
Yeah.
scratching or anything. So it just worked out that we switched to the mic top, and then all that stuff was happening back when we switched back to the mic in whatever January when we placed our order finally.
Yeah.
Right.
And going back to the design of the Bronco too, what I love, what I feel like Ford did a really wonderful job is paying tribute to the original, where we have like the beautiful circular headlight shapes, the boxy look. Like we've always naturally gravitated to boxy looking vehicles, so
Yeah.
I love that it's not another like egg shaped vehicle, or you know what I
Yeah.
mean. But I think people are really going to be happy about it, and I love how modular the Bronco is. I think that's what people are really excited about too, and all the fun little Easter eggs, and how all the little bolts say Bronco established in 1966, where you can really make it your own. And I think that's so cool and so fun. Like you can have every Bronco can be one of a kind, which I think is awesome.
And I'm hoping Ford with the accessories like makes it to where you can change the handle colors out and stuff like that, because I'll be honest, some of those colors do not work with the body colors. It's a head scratcher. I understand, like, Badlands, the orange and black diamond and stuff, but I'm just like, man, I don't want my blue or my bright red car with blue handles.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was interesting. Some of those design choices, and what was great early on, how Ford was listening to the feedback, how they added that all black interior on the first edition
Yeah.
versus keeping
Yeah.
the one. So it's nice that they're hearing people out. But the grab handles are very easily swapped out because you do get that toolkit with it,
Yeah.
and a couple of them are just four screws. Essentially, pop them out and recolorize or re-grip your grab handles. But yeah, that was another reason going to a certain trim level and interior package was those accent colors.
Well, sorry. I was like, is there going to be more?
We have so much to say. We'll continue.
So
No.
you guys settled on Cactus Gray. Did y'all do the
Yeah.
the painted matching fenders?
So those, yes, because non-Sasquatch will get that. So that was another thing. Cyber Orange, I thought that'd be too much orange if you get the orange fender flares. But some of the ones I've been seeing online looks actually really, really nice. That Cyber Orange.
I've been very pleasantly surprised. I didn't think at first. I thought, oh, the matching fenders, ugh. But and they've lifted them, and I don't know. It just looks great either way. I've been really
I'm still on
surprised.
the fence for that. I'm still potentially wanting to swap them for the regular matte ones, but we'll see. They're easily swappable.
I was gonna say, and so you just buy an extra set, and then when you're out in the wild, you put the ones that can beat up, and when you're not. With companies like Four Wheel Parts, I don't know if you got to see much of what they've done. Any of those parts that kind of like you guys like, man, we might have to have something like that.
Well, the bigger stuff, like right now, we're not interested in the winch, and we're doing the heavy duty front bumpers, so we're not going to get their front bumpers, which really I think look real sharp. We prefer fenders, but their fender delete does look really nice on a bigger wheel.
Right.
I'm anxious to get the accessory rail that they're going to have in the inside.
Yes.
Bring your own accessory rail. I know Ford advertised that early on, but now Four Wheel Parts is going to supply that.
Which would be really fun. That'd
But
be great.
I'm anxious for them plus more companies to start releasing their aftermarket accessories because once, as you know, a Jeep owner, I mean, it's going to be literally limitless.
Oh,
and that's
yeah.
what's going to be cool about it.
Oh,
it's
and
like an adult.
Yeah, companies like Four Wheel Parts are just like they're like that one meme where it shows the dude peeking out from the tree, like yes, because it's been for like Toyota and some of the other, they support them, but nothing like Jeep, and this is. And I think you're going to find some things from Jeep are just going to be able to work with the Bronco a little bit, and vice versa.
Right.
And it's great for people like me who are going to just kind of go probably tear these things up. Unfortunately, that I have so many options available, and aftermarket is just getting warmed up for these things. Like there's a lot of little mom and pop places. They'll find little ways to innovate. Definitely, there's always the big companies come out with the early stuff, but the little companies innovate,
Sure.
and they get gobbled up by the big companies. But so what wheel package were you going with? What does it come with? The 32s, I think.
32s for the Outer Banks, yeah.
We talked to,
But
the forums are great. 6G has a lot of very helpful people on there and very quick to respond. I enjoy, talking with them and learning about stuff. But we met someone on there who's selling their Badlands 33s that we're going to put on our
nice.
Outer Banks.
Nice.
So
that's
always
amazing.
33s, but
It's amazing how many people were already selling parts off of the vehicles before they even got them. We're like, hey, this is gone.
I know. So, David, what trim level did you guys decide on?
Well, we initially black diamond, but I pushed mine to a 22 because of the top issues. I didn't want to get a 20. Ford, you guys know, but Ford pushed. We're doing 21s all the way to December, and for my channel, you always need the latest and greatest. And I was like, I don't want to risk getting a November, December build, so I'll just push it to 22. But now, so me and my wife do a lot of off-roading. We have an off-road event we do. And my wife, honestly, is a better driver than me anymore with off-road. And she hasn't been focused on this because she has a normal life. Like, she's like, I don't care about cars like you do. She grew up in a GM household. Like, she's like, I love driving them, but I don't want to know about them. So after the long wait, I think we're going to go with the Badlands, though. I think we'll end up pushing up a little bit. Once she saw the sway disconnect, she was like, "Oh, I need that," and I was like, it's usually the opposite way around. And I really went into the black diamond, going, "Okay, I know what our budget would be for this. I'm probably already pushing her at her limits of what she wants to spend for a new vehicle." And then for her to come in and be like, "No, I need this," I was like, "Oh, yes, got her."
All right. Make sure you get that high package, though. You'll love those camera technology.
Well, so we did in the Celebration East, we rode in a high package.
Nice.
And the only thing that concerns me about it is all the sensors around it. Just like going off like crazy off-road. That's my only concern. I want that 12-inch screen. Like, yes, I want that badly. But I'm a little concerned with because I think if you just stick with the 8-inch screen, it doesn't come with all the parking sense or all the pedestrian and all that, right?
So the 8-inch screen will give you the reverse sensors, but I don't know I can't remember if it comes with any front-facing sensors at all. So when you're doing any crawling or anything like that. But like I said, that is the number one thing because you can get those wheel cameras when you're in that mud or sand mode where you articulate right on those wheels, so you don't have to have a spotter essentially. Or talking with some of the drivers 2 weeks ago. He said, "This is better than any other spotter that I've ever had."
Oh yeah, you can always trust you better than anybody else.
Right.
Do you get a lot of feedback about those cameras because Jeep only has the front camera?
Yeah, so I did take that Camp Jeep ride in Chicago because I wanted to cross compare the Camp Jeep versus the Built Wild, and they are improving their interface. It just seems pretty congested on their dash. I didn't get to spend too much time there, but yeah, there isn't the 360 camera there. And so that is a competitive advantage for sure from Ford, I think, is all the tech that we're offering, the off-road tech.
Right. And what was your impressions of riding around in their little Jeeps?
It happened so fast, like their Camp Jeep drive. I liked it, but at the same time, some of this stuff, I'm so used to the placement of the Bronco and the simplistic design. Personally, I like the smooth exterior design without the hinges being shown. Obviously, the mirrors stay on as well when you remove the doors. And even the interior seems just more seamless. Right. Even though they do have a bigger screen, Jeep, on one of them, it just fits better for the Bronco, in my opinion.
Right. So you guys, and thank you so much for all your time, by the way. Guys, if you got questions or comments for him, let us know. I haven't been ignoring you on purpose. But so when was the first time you laid eyes on a Bronco?
Oof. I remember it was actually in August. And last August, so almost a year ago. Yeah. And I was blown away when I first saw it. It was the Outer Banks. It was that red Outer Banks that was showing with the fishing poles, outfit with the high gloss black top. And so seeing it in person, I was just blown away by the bulkiness to it. I was like, wow, this is way bigger in person. And right away I was like, yep, we made a great decision getting this. And it wasn't even the Sasquatch package. And it was just so the capability and just the accessories they were showcasing. It was so fun to see.
And side note, going back to Jeep a little bit, because we've,
she's got to get her punches in. Amanda was a good sponsor.
I got it. We've met people like there's this gentleman. He was like 6'4", and he was worried that he wasn't gonna be able to fit in the Bronco, and they have one in order. And his wife has a Jeep, and he doesn't fit in his wife's Jeep comfortably
Yeah,
at all.
because the seats don't go far back.
And even in the seats, and so he was so happy that he was able to sit in a Bronco, see the Bronco, and he was so happy that he was like, I fit comfortably in the Bronco compared to my wife's Jeep. Like, I will not take long road trips in the Jeep. I can't, like, I don't fit in it. And he's like, and then when I looked across and saw my wife in the passenger seat of the Bronco, she had plenty of space, so that was really cool to hear. And we've met gentlemen from ranging from 6'5" to 7'1", I think.
Oh wow!
Yes, and they all fit comfortably in the front and in the second row in the 4-door, which is really awesome.
The 7'1" guy said he felt better than his 150.
Yeah,
because he had a 150. Yeah.
And he had his arm on top of the roof. Like, that's what it was crazy. And then we had this other gentleman. He was 6'5", but he was built like the Hulk, like just huge muscular guy, and he fit so comfortably. So that's what I tell people, it's the personal testimonies that we constantly meet people, and it's just and we've met so many Jeep people. They're like, as soon as I left, when I purchased my Jeep or leased it, that I had issues up the wazoo of this, that, the other. Like, I can't wait to get my Bronco. The only issue is the waiting,
Yeah. So, and that has to be the number one question you guys get or comment is the wait, right?
Yeah. I mean, I'm asking the same question too for us. Like, where's our Bronco? We were a day one, hour one reservation, pretty low in terms of the commodity one restraints early on, other than a MIC top. I mean, we have towing package and heavy duty front bumper. So we were lucky enough to get a VIN right before they sent that kind of, Black Friday email, essentially, where everyone was like, we're not telling anyone Ford. So we got that the day before, but yes, it's not any issues about the product or the design. That is a home run and then some. It's just
just the way
they want it. I mean, it's been over a year. It's been almost probably close to 400 days since they debuted it, and we're now just seeing a handful on the road.
Right. Oh, and you guys,
unfortunate.
Speaking of that, you must, if you guys drive these on the public streets, you must have people just left and right looking at you guys, right?
So anytime there's a Bronco on the road, including when we see one, we're let's try to go drive by it and get a closer look at it. But it is definitely a head turner anywhere you go, and just seeing some of the stories on the forums too. It's like, I had to stop and I did a walk around for people, or you show people all this and all that. So I think we're gonna get that for a while, at least the first year or so. And it'll be fun when everyone starts really decking out their Broncos and making them ones of ones. Like, oh, what did you do to yours? And I want to do that. So that's what I love about it.
And we met a gentleman in Michigan, and I think he worked for Ford or did parts for it, because we saw a hardtop, but it was a different hardtop. We're like, we gotta talk to him. We talked to him for 20 minutes in the parking lot, where he just went there to park to pick up his to-go order, and we're like, sorry, but we were talking about it.
Well, supposedly, if you're off of exit 69 on the Big Beaver Road, you see a lot of cool prototypey stuff over that way. And if you've ever been to Michigan, you know this road. It's the pictures and it's crazy. But yeah, I hear rumor is you can see a lot of cool new product over in that area if you're patient.
Even by the airport on 94, there's a lot of camo cars going up and down the road there. And my parents don't live too far from MAP. And so when we are back in town, we drive by MAP, and they always would place a new one in front of there every couple days. And just, you drive by there and there's Broncos everywhere. So whether they're testing them or trying to get quality checks to finish, but it's Bronco heaven right down the street from my parents.
Just waiting to be sent to their houses.
Hey, I'm here.
I know.
So
we're gonna look for ours.
Well, so what is the kind of future for you guys with Our Bronco Life? What's next up for you guys?
So we're gonna be, in a perfect world, our Bronco would arrive very soon.
I know.
And so then we can take it up to the New Hampshire Off-rodeo at the end of this month. We're in talks potentially going down or over to the Supercell West. Want to start taking a lot of road trips, collecting some fun patches for our roof, our headliner. We want to get a lot of patches for that. and eventually get a camper too, and just really, explore the U.S. Explore. We've been thankful enough to travel to all 50 states for work and play, but we haven't really got to
Really
digest some of those
soak
like
it
off the
in.
beaten path
Yeah.
places.
Yeah.
It's really, I mean, America is so beautiful. So it'd be so fun to like really take our Bronco just off road and just really embrace it and be one with nature.
So
And also, I
what
mean, we
size
develop a
trailer?
community.
I'm
Yeah.
sorry. What size trailer are you looking at?
It's tough to find a trailer that's under 3,500 pounds. I mean, we were
And
hoping
that's why
for
I was going with that.
5,000. Yeah, I mean, there's like an 18-footer ones that we've seen. You got to see them in person. I really want ones that have a good amount of windows. There are some. I've seen some expensive ones that have a glass roof. They're like a safari kind of trailer.
Right.
But we're in the early. We can't put the cart before the horse, and
Yeah.
so.
Gotta get the Bronco first.
Yeah, or else you'd already have a trailer sitting in front of your house in Queens.
I know, right?
In the city.
Right.
Yeah, we do a lot of meetups with people.
Yeah.
The Bronco community has been a lot of fun, and we've been, even the vintage Bronco owners are like, once you have a Bronco, you're part of our family, and that's what we love. It's like,
That's awesome.
That's been so fun seeing like amazing vintage Broncos. Like that's been so cool.
Yeah.
And how they've like decked them out or just like really the upkeep and that's been amazing to see that. And I think like Sean was saying, just create our own like little Bronco family and explore together and be like, hey, what are you doing? In 2 weeks, let's go.
Yeah.
Well, and that's a cool thing that obviously Jeep has a little bit. There's the Jeep wave, and Bronco they'll have a wave too. But
I know, like, what should it be? We're like, should it be this? You should be like, what should it be?
as long as it's not the middle finger. But I think that's going to be the coolest thing about this is because Toyota, they have their little community. Nissan had their little community. Jeep has a huge community. I think as soon as these start getting out in massive numbers, like the communities are just going to really pop up for these things.
Yeah, and Bronco Nation's does a great job with their meetups and stuff, and member maps and things like that. And I know all the other forums, 6G will do stuff like that as well. And it's a huge. I mean, almost 200,000 last time Ford published orders that they got to fulfill, and it's growing probably by the day. But we always recommend, if people are on the fence at all, at least put that refundable deposit down, because there's no harm in that. I mean, if you're the lightest flicker of considering it, just put it down. At least get the ball rolling, and then you can always get that money back. But like you said in your video earlier today, for those dealerships that are not supposed to be doing that, they're keeping people's reservations and maybe doing things they're not supposed to be doing with the Bronco that they get.
Right, and if you're willing to pay for it, I guess there's a Bronco for you.
Sure.
So if people want to contact you, they like what you do, what's the best place for them to, is it Instagram, YouTube? How should they try to get a hold of you guys?
Yes, well, so our Instagram and YouTube has no affiliation with Ford at all. This was just started just because I love to, like, our personal Instagrams.
I love a Bronco.
Well, but our personal Instagram has been like just exploring travel. We love to travel and adventure, and we're empty nesters. We've been married for a while now, and we just like to explore. And I feel like to share that, and I have passion in photography and video as well. So Our Bronco Life was created as a scrapbook, essentially, of what we can do and plan on doing with our Bronco, and it's grown into developing a community. And we want to try to help out people if they have questions. Instagram is the best way.
I was gonna say, long story short, best way is Instagram.
Well, have you created? I didn't look. Did you create a website for this?
No website or anything. I'm not on Facebook, so it's just Instagram and YouTube.
That's
and,
right.
and
People
talking
my
to
age
people
are
on
on
the
Facebook. Younger people are not
Yeah.
on Facebook. Well, awesome.
Maybe eventually.
Awesome. So there's are you guys on TikTok or anything like that?
No TikTok.
Oh, TikTok.
There's a lot of consuming stuff out there
Yeah,
for sure.
I mean,
I
it's
know
so
TikTok
easy.
is growing. There's a lot of great quick snippets. I mean, as you see on like the reels on Instagram, people attention spans, including mine, is quick. So
Well, you were saying
some of those.
you had one
Yeah.
blowing up, right? Or reels blowing up.
Yeah, there's a trail turn assist one that we posted on ours that it's 40 seconds, talks about trail turn and shows trail turn, and it's been pretty popular. And so the attention span is very little for a lot of people right now.
And it's easy to get sucked in with this, that, and the other. So we thought just stick with Instagram and YouTube, the YouTubes, and that's suffice for us. So I mean, it's so easy to just go down that rabbit hole with Facebook and TikTok and this.
Oh,
but we
yeah.
just thought
Yeah, it's a
YouTube,
full-time job. Like, just if you want to post one picture, now you got to post it everywhere. Well, guys, it's been awesome having you on here. I definitely want to check back in a few months with you guys if you have time, because for one, just following your social there on Instagram is fun enough, but following your videos and stuff, and I'm sure we'll run into each other in the same scenes. Now, well, depending on the world that we live in, you know, people are getting out and traveling a little bit, so I'll definitely keep an eye out for you guys when I'm out. So,
well, thank you, David. Thank you so much for having us. It's been so fun chatting all things Bronco.
Of course. So, guys, hang out with me, and I will get your questions. But once again, thank you guys so much for being on tonight.
Yes, thank you. Our Bronco Life.
All right. All right, guys, so there they were. Let me I'm going to pause you guys just for a second, because I want to be a nice person and say goodbye, but just let's try this again. There you go. Now you guys can hear me. Sorry. You know Uncle Dave here in technology, but I want to say thank you to Amanda and Sean with Our Bronco Life. That was fun. I'm trying to find more people like that. Hopefully, let me know if the sound. I should be back now. Let's see. Come on. There's got to be some sound there. No sound still. Let's see. Anything else? Hopefully, sound. Yes. No. Maybe. Clint. Anybody? Can you hear me? There it is. All right. So, but I want to say thank you to those guys for being on the show. I've got some more Bronco Channel stuff coming. People I want to interview. Obviously, places like TFL, stuff like that. I want to get more people like that. But obviously, Monday nights are Bronco nights here on the channel. So thank you, everybody that's joined in so far. Bring your questions or comments. I'm running low on whiskey, guys. It's when you do an hour interview, man. It's like I got to drink a little whiskey. But anyways, so what's going on in y'all's Bronco world? We'll just talk. We'll just BS with each other. How about that? I've got some potentially horrible news for Broncos coming up, though. I seen it in the comments. Somebody was talking about, guys. My understanding is hard tops have been shut down. Ford's had so many problems with hard tops that I told you what it was a couple weeks ago that Ford had found a new manufacturer for those tops. And my understanding is it's first editions only for a little bit, and then soft tops kick back in, and then we'll see. But 21's not looking good. If you got a 21, it may be a collector's item. So Tim asks, what is in my glass? Tonight I am drinking a Gentleman Jack. But let's see. Oh, thank you, Pavement Ins now. And thanks everybody for the super chats and all that. I do appreciate that. And it's hard. You guys know I'm going to thank you every time you do that. But it's hard when you're in the middle of a conversation with awesome guests that probably don't want to. They don't want to know that you guys are supporting the awesome channel, man. But also, I want to say thank you to all 4,007 of you right now, because you guys got me over that hump, and I greatly appreciate it. My goal has been 5,000 subs, and we're that much closer. So thank you to all of that for that. Everybody jumping in on that. Mobile, what Premier Drum on Bronco 6G was right. Fill me in on that, man. That guy always brings the good news. Obviously, he's an employee with the Ford Motor Company. We should be getting some new colors very soon too. I seen on Bronco 6G, and I'll post some of that stuff up here in just a minute so we can discuss that. But on Bronco 6G, they were talking about some colors coming out, and let's see if I can find it and bring it up on the. Is there any aftermarket hard tops available yet? Yes, it's called plywood, John. Plywood is the aftermarket. Let's see. I'm going to bring this up here real quick. No, wrong one. Wrong one. Let me pull this up here so we can discuss this first topic of the night. And this is when I have my co-host Danny. It's always nice because I can do this stuff and, not talk as much. And I'm quietly trying to bring up the old interwebs. And window capture. Have patience with me, everybody. Have patience with me. There we go. Bronco Nation. Bam. Bam. There you go. Now you see the old Bronco Nation without my face. There we go. All right, so this popped up on Bronco Nation's talking about the 22 color options. And Autoblogs, who I put about much faith is my dog not getting in the garbage can when I'm gone. But occasionally they are right. They throw a lot of darts at the dartboard. But they're talking about some new colors being hinted at, and let's see. The thing that stood out to me right now is right here. Ford admitted there's some new colors coming for the Bronco. Well, duh. We've seen. I think I shared a hint of what was coming, but plywood is more expensive. That's true, Clint. But when a Bronco shopper asked if Cyber Orange would carry into 22, Mike Levine, who is not anybody that he's a PR guy. He's Ford's PR guy. Like he's not in charge of any colors. I remember back when the Bronco in October, everybody's asking about Sasquatch and all this stuff, and they went to Mike Levine, tagged him in Twitter like he was the god of every Ford decision. He only knows what they tell him. But he said, asked if Cyber Orange would carry into 22. He says, quote, I'm not sure if Cyber Orange will still be available in Model 22. New colors will come and go, and there's new colors coming to the 22s. So where are you guys at on that with the colors? So we'll start there. I'm teased that there was a color like my Snazzleberry on my Jeep that might be on a Bronco, and a dark maroon like that would be really up my alley. So that, or there's some more school bus yellows that I've seen that they're hinting with. There's the green, the kind of throwback vintage winter green or whatever they call it. That's coming. Definitely Ford's teased that. Ford itself has teased that for over 8 months now that color was coming. Yes, he is a puppet. But he's Ford's guy, and he promotes what Ford wants him to promote. And don't piss him off on Instagram. That's all I got to say, because I made him mad. But I'm kind of hoping. Rumor has it my Rapid Red may not make it back for the 22s, which is kind of if they bring me the maroon, I'm happy with. If they take my color away, and then it's gonna be kind of a bummer. Any colors out there, guys, that you are interested in? Obviously, Ford has a plethora of colors. Like, especially look at the Mustang. If you're curious about some of the colors that they have. Let's see. We'll look at your questions real quick. We're going to get over the hill, pal. Let's see. Pavement. I'm going to look real quick on Bronco 6G. I've been trying to stay away from there because they don't, believe it or not, Bronco 6G does not like me over there. Crazy, right? They tend to delete my posts just when I'm like trying to share a thing here about when I'm going to be live talking Broncos. They sometimes my threads disappear. But let's see. I'm looking for that. Usually they have it front page when he production update, commodity issues. There it is. Let's see. Let's go back to the webs. There we go. What does old Premier Drum say? Hey guys, I'm alive and well. I taught our band camp last week. Well, we know what happens at band camp. 14-hour days, Monday through Friday, was quite busy. Let's see. Question. FF are the FEs, reservation holders. Yes, they should feel confident. Glad to see you're alive and well. Chips, to my knowledge, no purgatory holds waiting on chips. I don't know where the chip thing of. I've seen this many times. That, hey, what? The chips. We're waiting on chips. They're not waiting on chips with the Bronco, man. Ford has made that abundantly clear that the Bronco was priority one, and chips aren't the issue for Bronco. Hard tops are the issue with Bronco. And like I said earlier, my understanding is I've confirmed this with a source and a half. I say half because it's not fully. Usually if I go something definite, I had two sources on it. But this one is that Webastos, or however you say their damn name, has been fired, and they were to deliver 12,000 tops. And after 12,000 tops, Ford says you're done. They brought in a new company. I think the new company can ramp this up pretty quickly. I seen some people on Facebook today bitching about, or maybe it was on my latest video. I forget. They were bitching about that. Ford should have known with this top, and they should know how to build tops and stuff. And it's like, look, man. If you think Ford builds every part on these vehicles, you're sadly mistaken. Ford is a manufacturer. They put pieces together. They design it, and they assemble it. Most of the parts on these vehicles are not made by Ford. So the tops, when you fuss about the tops, yes, Ford has a design for the top. They contract this stuff out. Here's what we need. We need it to be a certain weight. We want this look to it, and after that, they bring bids in, and this company brought a bid in, and part of the problem that my understanding is between there's an Italian company that make the intercore, and then there's the fact that they can't produce these things fast enough, so they started cheapening up on the resins a little bit, and that's why we're seeing a lot of problems. So, but let's see what else we got on here. I don't know. I'm not going to go through all that because I just don't care. I'm pretty sure Premier Drum is told what he's allowed to say, or told what to tell forum members, and then they divvy it out that way. What I'm saying is, I think he's probably letting what Ford wants him to let out. So don't ever think anybody that works for the manufacturer is out there just like divvying up that kind of news without recourse. Let's see. Bring your questions or comments, guys. I got a few minutes to chat with you guys. Let's see. All auto manufacturers who make more than 10K cars a year order components, slam them together. Yes. When I worked for Nissan, we had Dana actually built the frames on site. Dana had their own little factory for building frames on site for the trucks, and Nissan stamped metal, and that was about all Nissan did besides this, put it all together. So. I did take some heat today on one of these forums, or one of these Facebook fake forums, that somebody was fussing. Oh, the video, I don't even want to show it, but it shows like these people, they like driving by the map plant, and they're all getting pissed off because they see all these Broncos sitting out there, and they're like, well, they're just sitting there, and you're like, guys, they're building up to 450 a day now. Like, the headline was thousands sitting at the MAP plant, not going anywhere. It's like there's scheduling to deal with. They're 450 a day. They don't move these things. And I said this snarkily, but I said this in a comment. Look, man, they don't drive off out of the plant onto a truck to be delivered. That's just not how it works. And dude, it blew people's minds. It was funny. Let's see. JTube says, I hope they add more interior colors next year. I do too, man. There's a couple things after living with Bronco for well over a year now. Not actually having one, but living with the thought of having one is, do you guys remember early on, I don't know if it was Bronco Nation or Ford itself, they had a video that popped out of these ladies showing the interior choices, and they were really breaking this down like it was scientific. And that's one thing I think the interior color choices have been horrible in this. I like that black leather look, and I wish they would have done something like that for the black diamonds. Not even leather, just the marine grade vinyl. I wish they would have done something like that, and just, I don't know. Like I said in that interview, with the trim colors, some of that just boggles my mind, the way they trim the handles and stuff. Stuff that when you have the doors off, that you see this bright, whether say you've got a cactus, or let's say you've got a Rapid Red Badlands with the orange handle. It just doesn't look good. Some of that stuff really felt rushed, in my opinion. It may not have been, but it just felt kind of rushed. Oh, sorry, I was reading what Mobile Mondo says. Even engines which are still made by the auto manufacturer are mostly built engine blocks itself. Yes, everything else is like suppliers. Ranger colors are Bronco colors, Mobile says. Let me see. Let's go to Ford.com, and I will bring you guys along for the ride here. All right, so we got, let's see. Watch, it's going to pop up real quick. Look at that. Right to Broncos. Right to Broncos there. It knows what I want. But let's look at the trucks real quick. Let's see if they've got, let's look at the Ranger. And let's see colors. I want to see their palette of colors. XLT should do for that. Let's build and price. Only to see the colors is all I really care about. Just configure. Just give me some colors, man. Exterior. Sometimes Ford, I love your website, and then sometimes paint. There it is. All right, so right now they're showing Race Red, Velocity Blue, Iconic Silver, Rapid Red, Carbonized Gray, Cactus Gray, Oxford White, Shadow Black, and Cyber Orange. So that's the 21s. I don't see anything super exciting about there right now. So that's our color choices as of now. And, of course, definitely, I've said it for a while. Ford needs to take on Jeep with color options. And Jeep does a lot of cool, fun colors, like the nacho color. If you've seen nacho cheese, that's what it looks like. They have some particular colors for the Jeep brand, and I think Ford's going to have to do that paint-wise. I definitely think that they need to build, make these things exciting a little bit. That was some of the cool stuff about the original Broncos, was it came in some fun colors. What's up, CA? Oh, thank you, man. He says, when you grow your channel and need help, I'd love to work with you. Well, man, we're still a year or two away on that one, but I just keep reminding me. I'm always looking for an editor. I edit a lot of these videos myself, and that's sometimes why I think they are not as awesome as they could be. Let's see. As long as Bronco is sharing the facility with Ranger, they're bottlenecked on options and volume. That is true, but they don't paint one color at a time anymore. It's not like the old days where today we're running whites and that's it. They clean the paint booths. The ones I've seen, they clean it out after every car goes through. It's definitely built to order kind of stuff, and they don't have to worry about. What's up, Terrence? They don't have to worry about paint colors going down the line. You'll definitely see a couple, maybe two Rapid Reds going down the line together or something like that. But they don't worry about colors have to be all one thing. Let's see. They need to keep blaming the hard top and not go to the chips. Yes, issue. Every manufacturer is affected by chips. There's no way Ford stocked up before the pandemic. No, they haven't stocked up. But we also have to realize Ford has not. They're still getting chips. It's not like these are all the chips they have right now have been sitting there since 2019. They're constantly getting stuff. It's just not the rate. All manufacturers, it's not the rate they need right now. But Ford has come out and said publicly that Bronco is priority one. That's why you're seeing a lot of F-150s sitting, because they know they have the F-150 audience. They'll take a down year with that. They don't care. But the Bronco, there was so much hype with the Bronco, it has to get out. And that's part of the problem with Bronco is it has to get out. I think that's why we're seeing just a few quality issues, is because it has to get out at large volumes. They can't build 200 of these things a day for the rest of the year and be happy with that. They have too many customers that they're losing money left and right as of now. I've seen more recently than I ever have of people saying I'm done with Ford. And I'm not. I kind of expected, even if in a perfect world, my day 3 order, I thought, okay, I'll have it probably by September. And that was probably a perfect world for me. But by May, things I was being told, inside information, I was just like, I just push it. I'm not battling with that. Let's see. I'm gone in 60 says, check out my comment at 9:19. Let's see. I'm looking. I don't really have a timestamp here. I'm gone, but I'm looking. You can always copy and paste it if I miss it. You guys go crazy in the chats too. Sometimes it's hard to keep up. Tim says my reservation was confirmed today. Does that mean a 24? No, I think late 22 though. I have no reason to not think, especially with what I'm hearing is coming. Not sure Yellowstone is better than Cyber Orange. I want a real orange. Pavement ends now. Somebody did I don't know if it's a wrap or a paint job. They did one in an orange. It looks really good. I saw it on Instagram, I believe. John says, my first Bronco was in 1979. I had no problems with the hard tops. Yeah. Those tops, though, I will say the tops are technically so more advanced than they used to be. The core, there's an inner core to these. It's a cardboard inner core to these things now. And they want to keep these things as light as possible. Plus, you want to inner core to these things to help with heating and cooling. Like it just helps radiate heat away from the roof. Yes, Maverick pre-sales are through the roof too. Paul, they are through the roof, but they're not at the level of Bronco. Steven says, I originally thought September as well, but now I don't know. September isn't here yet. That's true. My buddy over at Lifestyle Off-Road, I told you this many times. We basically had identical builds, black diamonds with hard tops, and we talked, and he switched his to the soft top, and he got his build in like 2 weeks. He got his order pulled. Greg, tell us what's coming, Dave. I kind of hinted to it earlier, Greg. I think that Kelly, what is up, buddy? It's been a minute. Greg, what I'm hearing is once again that the tops are about to slow down. That first editions are priority one now for Ford. They got to get all of those out, and I don't think they've probably produced half of what they're supposed to at this point, or even a quarter of what they're supposed to. So they have to get those out. Ford's already said, hey, first editions will be out by December, that we're building these. They have to be out. Other than that, I think there's going to be a lot of soft top options. If you want a soft top right now, like I was saying earlier, I think if you changed everything about yours, I think kept the Sasquatch if that's what you wanted. I don't think the hitch and all that's really a problem. It just change it to a soft top. I bet money like that you get your build pulled. Now that doesn't mean that you're not in purgatory hell like everybody that seems to been waiting. And I know there are some people that been upset that I got mine was built supposedly in June, and it's stuck in production hell. Some of those are due to bad tops. And think about this, guys. They can't produce enough tops now. So, that top, when they build it, there's a serial number to that top. It's built specifically for your Bronco. They don't have a warehouse full of tops that they just go, oh, let's just pull this one. So anything in auto manufacturing is time sensitive. It's built for that vehicle. They know exactly when it needs to be at that plant. So when they have bad tops and they can't ship those out, now they sit at the plant, but Ford's still trying to feed the beast with what's being built. So I think that's the major problem with tops right now. And it's not Ford's problem. Once again, it's Webasto's. It's their problem. They've just, for whatever reason, due to COVID, obviously, due to labor shortages, there's just been so many things. And then they've kind of cheapened up these tops a little bit, trying to get numbers out. Is what it is. But I really do think that it's the tops are gone for a while. I really do think that. And as soon as I get that solid second source to confirm that, I will do a video on that. Let's see. Cole, this is what he said. July 21 made a year that I reserved my Bronco. On a funny note, I ordered, or I should say I jordered, a Maverick this past Monday. And on Friday, I got my VIN and build date. That's awesome. I'm gone. And you could probably, when you get that, trade it in for your Bronco when you get it and not be hurt. Mobile says FEs have to have 7,000. Well, they got 14,000 because, seven of the 4-door, 7 of the 2-door, which I will go down swinging on this one. I think you remember the reservations. Ford went through 7,000 of those things real quick. I think initially it was supposed to be 3,500 2-doors, 3,500 4-doors, and then they messed up so bad that they had to add another 7,000 to those things. That's what I think. I got laughed at about that when I said that a long time ago, but I do think that that's what's happened. This thing, there's been nothing about this launch that's went according to plan. So why would I be like? And I'm not tooting my own horn, but I'm just saying, why would the laws of return on how Ford's done this? Getting rambly there. I apologize. Take on soft tops is 15 to 25%. I'm looking now, I want the hard top really badly. But I'm almost willing to do a soft top for the 22. It's something me and my wife will discuss definitely when the order banks open back up. But I'm also thinking about just throwing one of the best tops, the fastback, which you guys have heard me say I'm not a fan of the fast tops, but the fastbacks. But I think it's, even though best top makes the other one, I think the design on that fastback is way better. Let me know in the comments what you guys think about that. Would you go with a soft top? Because the only way depending on color, the Rapid Red was going to be okay with the MIC top, but the black vinyl or canvas looks so much better, in my opinion, just the color itself with a lot of these colors, than that MIC top. And I'm still scratching my head why they decided to do that MIC top. I would have done the painted black top, charged the piss out of that thing, whatever there was going to be, $3,500 or whatever, and you wouldn't have sold that many hard tops. I guarantee you that they are like they did with the $600 top. Let's see. Holding out for a hard top, and definitely do that, guys. I live in Middle Tennessee, where we have about 3 weeks of winter. So the only thing with the hard top for me is the easy to pull the tops off. I don't really. My Jeep hard top's awesome. I don't really care either way. But I was like, well, we get ice and stuff here in Middle Tennessee for our 2 weeks of winter. Maybe it's worth it to just do that. And the soft tops do wear out faster. So I don't know. What's up, Ashley? Let's see. Bought a new Rockwood Mini light camper. A small amphibious camper that would go great with the Bronco Life. Imagine camping in the middle of a lake. Oh man, you guys are crazy. How loud is a soft top? John, they're not that loud. The old Jeep soft tops used to be a nightmare. You could hear them flapping a little bit. The new ones now, they stretch everything. The way they latch to the window, like it keeps it very tight. The only thing with the current that I don't like about the current soft top is the goofy the side windows where you see the bubbling in it. And that's only because of the way that you lift the top up in the back, which is so stupid. Why Ford wanted this, I don't know. Instead of having zippers or some sort of Velcro to fasten the window where you can get in and out of it, you raise the back of the top up, and you can raise it up, I don't know, maybe 14 inches. Not super functional, but they have to keep those sides where they can crink like that so you don't just wear them out real quick and they crack in the cold weather. Yes, 3 weeks of winter and a whole lot of rain in Middle Tennessee. Most people don't realize that Tennessee gets more rain than Seattle does. Just turn up the tunes. Hell yeah, bro. I like that. Let's see. What else we got going on here today? It prevents them from getting into them with the tailgate closed and locked. It may. I don't remember that, though, when I messed with them. I'm sure you're right about that, though. Do I know when the 21 Raptors will be available at dealerships? That is a good question because that's one I haven't paid attention to a lot because it wasn't very exciting to me. As of right now, I don't think they have anything on their website for Raptor. Let's see. I'm looking real quick. I don't see Raptors out. I wanted to say that the Raptor was a 22, though I could be wrong. You know, Ford right now is worried about their electric Lightning, which I meant to ask them about that a little bit. Let's see. I'm still looking about the Raptor because now I'm curious. There it is. Performance vehicles. Yeah, I guess it is a 21. Well, they show it for a minute, and I want to say the ordering was already done on these things. Huh. I'm looking, guys. I'm looking all vehicles. Here, I'll let you guys come with me. Here, we'll look together. How about that? Let's see. Trucks, Super Duty, Lightning, F-150, electrified cars. So nothing there. It's just normal F-150s, Ranger, Super Duties. They show it on one page and not the other. There, no, that's future. Performance vehicles. They had it here on one page. I don't know, guys. I do not know. Here, let's come over this way. We'll look this way for a minute. What else we got going on here? Hell, you probably get a Raptor, though, before you get your Bronco. I have a 36 by 80 shop to store all my toys in. Lucky Mobile. Oh, thank you, B-Straw, for that. Congratulations. It's thanks to you guys for subbing to the channel. I greatly appreciate that. I'm hoping, and I'm not cocky by any means about this. I'm blessed to have the 4,000 subs. I'm hoping to hit 5,000 by basically Halloween. I think is when I'll hit 5,000. And it's weird as 5,000 subs was my benchmark with my other channel, the Nissan Nation Production channel. I hit that without trying because I stopped around 3,800 subs. I think I stopped like putting videos out over there, and Danny was kind of doing something with it. And it hit 5,000, and it keeps growing. And I'm not. All right, Jaw, I'll look in just a second. But there's a lot of pride in this channel. So this channel started in July of last year, though I didn't do anything with it till August. I want to say 16th is the kind of what I'm calling the birthday. So guys, you guys have supported this channel probably way more than you should, and I greatly, greatly, greatly appreciate that. Let's see. I'm looking. There we are. So it's under F-150. Let's build and price. Here. Once again, well, if I can get it right, there we go. All right, let's see. Let's build. Lariat trimmer. I do like that. Where are you guys at with the new Ford F-150 design? I am definitely all about it. There it is. Let's configure one. How about that? What do you guys think about that? Was it enough change, or was it just eh? And why doesn't Ford put these things come standard? These are BF Goodrich tires. Why do they change the name out here? It boggles my mind why they do that. But I like this truck a lot. And if it weren't an estimated price of $65,000 to own one, I might have one, for a year. You definitely, I think right now could have one of these for a year and be okay. Let's look at the paint. Look, we got Code Orange. That's the color right there that Bronco needs. And I have a feeling if you ever get to see the Bronco R or whatever the hell they're going to call it, you'll see that color. Let's see. We got Rapid Red, which is that's my color. Not a lot of color choices in this. This Leadfoot, it's not bad. Obviously, Velocity Blue, Iconic Silver, Antimatter. Antimatter might be fun in that, but I think the Code Orange is where it's at. I think it's a little more orange there than actually when you see it in person. Not bad, not bad. Let's see. I've not gone through this website, so I'm just glancing through what I'll do a build and price on one of these. How about that? Huh. No way with the graphics. I like having a sleeper vehicle. Tow technology package. You're not buying a Raptor. I mean, I know people tow with it, but you're not buying it for that. Payment ins now says Code Orange is the bomb. I would agree. And I think if the Bronco were to get something like that, I may switch to that. The wife may not have a choice in that one. Hi Kelly, if you're watching. Don't hate me. But yeah, no, that color's badass. Tell you what, I'm gonna do a build and price on one of those because now I'm curious about these tricky F-150 Raptors. Let's see. Bring your questions or comments. I got a little bit more time, 20, 30 more minutes here I could do with you guys. Steven says, would you drop the Bronco for a new Xterra, and what would they have to do to make the Xterra a success? Well, that's a good question, man. No, I would not drop it for a new Xterra. I've done my time with the Nissan Xterra. I think Nissan took that as about. I think you only have to look at the current or the new 22 Frontier, their Pro 4X package, to know that Nissan's never going to go where they need to go with that as far as like adding a front locker or true off-road suspension with that. So I just don't think they were going to blow me away. I don't like the radio package. Not that I'm a big radio guy. I just don't like the way it looks in general as far as the interior. So no. Joe says orange is sleeper. No, it's probably not a sleeper, but I don't know. I don't think I would just do a black or something. Generally I like bright colors. So black diamond in Code Orange. Maybe I'm gonna put up a poll. I'm gonna do that real quick. So you guys can join along. I'm gonna put up this poll because I'm curious what color should we add? And you guys put your comments down. What color should I put in this poll? And we will do that. Let's see. Bam. Create a post. All right. So if Ford, I'm asking the question here. If Ford Bronco available in these colors. If I could spell tonight, it would be all right. If I could spell any time, it'd be all right, I guess. All right, so Code Orange, definitely Code Orange, right? We got to add Code Orange. What other color in the Ford palette should we add to this thing? Let's see. I Gotta scroll up here real quick. And thank you guys for playing along here. The lead foot. I'm gonna add lead foot. I like that color. I like that. So let's see. Lead foot. Gray. All right. Where are purple haze? Is that a no? Cole, it's got to be a Ford color now. Come on. Rapid red and all these other colors. Let's see. Lime green. Josh says lime green. Burgundy velvet, which is I think what they're calling. Isn't that other Tim Davis what they're calling the color that I like? Let's see. All right, we're going to add it. Let's see. All right. Let's see what else we got. Classic. Oh, we're going to add. Okay, mobile. We'll add emerald green. Wait. All right, mobile. You can't have all the greens. All right, we need 2 more color choices. So I've got Code Orange, Leadfoot Gray, Burgundy Velvet, Emerald Green, and let's see. Root Beer Metallic, Cole. All right. Grabber Blue. I'm over the Ford colors. Oh, let's see. Kodiak Brown, Steven? All right. Where'd we go? There it is. All right, one more. It's only giving me it's only let me do this. So we got Code Orange, Leadfoot Gray, Burgundy Velvet, Emerald Green, and Kodiak Brown. So this is all right. We'll see what it's like in a couple days. Maybe next week we'll go over that a little bit. Antimatter Blue, Marta says, what's already available in Antimatter Blue? All right, so there we go. We'll see what that poll does. Definitely see what that poll does. Who's about two-tone paint? I don't know, man. I'm not a big two-tone guy. I do like that. I have to say, one of my first little toy trucks was a little Stompers. I don't know if any of you are old enough to remember Stompers, but they did manufacturers little vehicles, but they had these little foam tires, and it had a little battery operated, and you turned it on and it just drove straight. I had the little Bronco Stomper with the sunset, black Bronco with the sunset, and I have to say the stickers that they're doing for the sunset look great, except for I don't like the hood, but I do like the sides and that black. That looks pretty freaking wicked. Man, you guys are still going crazy with the colors. I think the graphics packages that I keep seeing the aftermarket do for these are just horrible, in my opinion. Once again, remember, these are my opinions. I was a poor minority child. Hey, I was too, man. Trust me. I remember those things being like, gosh, I want to say they were $5 back in the late 70s. And which would, doesn't sound like a lot of money today, but probably was back then. I got to play with it with the battery that probably came with it, and that was about it. All right, a lot of people remember the Stompers. Hell yeah. Let's see. Any more comments? We got the poll up there. I dropped that video. If you guys watched the got a comment here. Durf A says, what are your thoughts on the JLU Wrangler Rubicon with the Extreme Recon package compared to the Wild Tracker Badlands with the Sasquatch package? I have to say, it was... I don't like the name of it, for one thing, as a package. I like you can get basically the same size 35s that Ford's doing. it was just an answer to Ford. That's all that was, and I think it's good. Like we said in that interview, it's competition is good for Jeep as well as Ford. Like Ford pushing Jeep a little bit is good. Like Jeep, yeah, they're going to trickle out new things. They've done it with the JL. A lot of tech coming out with this one, but they weren't being pushed to get a lot of this stuff out. So they were able to take their fan base, who is large, but I think they've taken, they've just kind of been like, they'll do what we say. So I don't know. I think that it didn't cost. People were asking Jeep for years to do 35s, and for whatever reason with the Rubicons, they had no 33s. And Jeep knows, and I think Ford knows as well, is a lot of people are going to go and they're going to take that Sasquatch package and they're going to go right to their tire store and dump 37s on it. Now, I think at least minimum you probably need an inch lift on it to run them off-road. But a lot of these manufacturers know, Jeep, when they launched the Gladiator, one of the things that sold me at the launch of that, and me and Danny covered a little bit of that, was the fact that Jeep's designer, I think it was, I forget the product specialist, the guy that was basically in charge of that, said, hey, we know from the factory where people are buying these and going right to Discount Tires or wherever to dump 35s under them. That's why they made on the Gladiator, they made the spare be able to hold a 35 under there. So I think it was good that it pushed Jeep to do that. I don't think I haven't heard a lot about it, honestly, other than the fact that they came out with a little blip about it, and it was available, I think, by September, I think is when they said, and they had a little jab at Ford where they were like, yeah, you can actually buy ours. Let's see. Well, but Cole, you got to realize some people, they finance these things, and that's probably all the money they had to do it. So if you want to finance it, do it all at once. The only thing that Ford did not have right is having a hybrid with a 2.3 10-speed. They got a hybrid coming though, Mobile. They've been teasing that for a long time, and I posted that on Instagram. That they show cables going under that truck, and they're doing it on purpose too. But I do think that they do have something coming. Mobile, yeah, you're right about that $1,500 for 5 tires, because I priced on my live Friday show. I priced some BF Goodrich, and it was just a hair over $1,500 for KO2s. They were matching interior with what bagel you have. You guys are crazy, man. Saw a base Bronco on easy with 22, 16. Ugh. Yes, the orange high voltage cables were obvious, and I think it was intentional too. I really do. I think that they're letting Jeep know, hey, this is where we're going. The Jeep plug-in is what did I forget what Tommy said they got out of it? Roughly 30 miles on pure electric. Dude, you gotta get. I'm sorry, but in today's EV world, if you can't get, I don't know, 50 to 75 miles out of a hybrid, I don't want to hear about it. 40, I know the argument of like, well, most people commute, their commute's less than 40 miles, but I don't know. 1047 timestamp question. I guess I didn't see that one, man. Let's see. 35 tires, guys. 70 was Leaf. You guys are lost me here. You guys got your own conversation going now. I'll just leave this live for you, and I'll go off and do something else. I love it though. Gears cure a lot of sins. Yes, they do, and I think that's also what that 35-inch Gladiator or Wrangler package is going to have too. Better copy and paste. Dave's been whiskey. No, Dave's not had that much whiskey. I'm losing my voice, honestly. 27 highway, 3 off road. That's so true, man. Oh, let's see. Clip here. I think the Bronco is the high speed off road by far. I don't know, man. I know they're selling the Wild Track as Desert Runner. I don't know anything about that just really says, hey, that is definitely, Desert Runner. You look at the Jeep with the Mojave package, it's cast iron knuckles. They definitely beefed everything up, and I don't know. It's one thing with Wild Track I just don't know enough about. Are there actually internals to that thing that are a little beefier? Let's see. You got to start ordering 22s. Got to see the new colors. Hell yeah, I got to see the new colors, man. Does the Badlands without Sasquatch come with front lockers? It does. You get what you get with a Badlands once you add Sasquatch is obviously the rear gearing and 35-inch tires, and that's about it, really. But you get the sway disconnect either way too. The 4X didn't impress me at all. Mobile says I would agree with that. Let's see. We go fast in sand. There was some light bright stuff. Let's get into that. Y'all, let's get into some light bright stuff. And I don't have the subs to fight with them, and they do a pretty good job at what they do. I can't say they don't. But I'm gonna pull. I've never seen anybody go off roading in a tennis skirt, so that should tell you right there. I get it, and people can say, "Well, Jay, you're just jealous or whatever." Let's see here. Let's bring up the old web. There's the old light brights. Let me fix this, boys, and we will get into that. All right. So first off, you guys know my feelings with Cactus Gray. I love that color. Clint, later, man. I can't type tonight. But so this is them going up the Rubicon in the RTR built Bronco. There's that top I was talking about. That's the option, or not optional. That's the aftermarket best top that you can get, which I think is a better top all the way around. I think IFS and high speed aftermarket will bump the Broncos past the Jeep Mojave. Maybe, Cole. You definitely got, the one of the weak points of the Bronco is going to be the CVs. I'm hoping that they look beefy as hell when you see them in person. Way beefier than anything Toyota or Nissan was doing. But I'm hoping they can handle the high-speed bouncing. Britt had her tight suit on for one. Oh, man. That's crazy. Light brighter. Let's see. Pavement Inn says light brighter, harmless, and sometimes amusing. Yes, they definitely are harmless and amusing. And I mean, let's be honest, they go wheel the piss out of their stuff. You can't say they don't. I just, it's the selling sex part of it, or the teasing of a butt showing or something like that in their thumbnails and stuff, that I just think some, journalists and stuff lose respect for when you have to go to that to get that kind of attention. But hey, man, they've got 183,000 subs, and they seem to be having a blast. And who am I to say what they should do or not do? Their content. Once again, I watch it. Don't get me wrong, because I want to know what everybody's kind of the trends everybody's doing. I don't watch every video they do. They bought a kick-ass house, man, with that shop and stuff. I totally jealous of that. But things like this, I know. I think that either Ford or somebody's pushing. They would like them to be brand ambassadors, and I don't know that they want to go down that path. And that's just, I'm speculating about that. But there's too many connections to them riding around in these Broncos, especially with RTR. I'm assuming they have some sort of connection with them. Sasquatch Badlands is a beadlock capable wheels, 35-inch tires. Yeah, you're going through that. Let's see. I'm getting a non-Sasquatch Badlands 2.3 manual. 2.3 manual. Mobile, why the manual, man? Shifting, the older I get, the less I want to shift in a truck. Let's see. Yesterday I went to my dealership in LA. They had 2 Broncos for sale. Big Ben non-Sasquatch for $63,000 and a Badlands non-Sasquatch for $97,000. That is crazy. Yeah, John, you can. I was looking at the. Let me pull my own video up. Stick with me here. Stick with me. All right. If I can pause it. There you go. So that's 33s on this thing, and I think 33s look freaking great on this, honestly. Now I'm a dumb off-road dude that wants the bigger tires, but this one was a 2.3. But I meant to mention this in the video. This was a 2.3, by the way, for $79,000. Definitely had the higher Lux package. I don't know if maybe I can't tell. It should have the 360 cameras on it. Usually there's a little bump you can see. But no, I think this thing looks great just like that. And me and my wife were talking about it. She's like, do we really need the Sasquatch package? And I was like, if I don't get it, it's one of those things, like I preach to you guys, if you don't get exactly what you want, in 6 months to a year, you're going to look at that thing and be like, that wasn't what I wanted. So I'm big on getting what you wanted. Grandpa Dave. Hell yeah, Grandpa Dave. No, I would drive a 2.3, 5 or 6 speed, 7 speed, whatever they want to call that thing with the granny gear. I would definitely love to drive one. I've done enough. I mean, for me doing off-roading, I've done enough off-roading now where I'm not out to prove. I'm just going to go have some fun out in the woods and just enjoy it. Maybe do a little rock crawling, but I'm not, a lot of times guys want to go do rock crawling and stuff. I want to shift. And you're like, man, I'm not trying to prove my manliness to you guys. So that's where I'm at with it. I have to say, I love the wheels with this too. I would probably trade my Sasquatch wheels with the optional beadlocks for these wheels. So anybody out there, when I get mine, look me up. Let's see, save the manuals. I'm definitely loving a manual in a sports car though. Let's see, my Volvo S60R and most of my other manuals, it's a toy. Daily is a V10 Auto Super Duty Boring RV dragger while away in Alabama. Mobile, where are you at in Alabama, man? We gotta meet up. I'm only 90 miles from the Tennessee border. Let's see. Anything else, guys? My voice is about done. Let's see. Not a fan of the beadlock. Going with something unique. I'm not either. I think that's a stupid selling point because those are narrow wheels for one thing. So if you're wanting to add beadlocks, you're wanting to stretch the tires out a little more than those things are capable of. Mobile, man, let me know when you're around. Okay, get a picture of you in front of the Gladiator. But let's see. Oh, this guys in the comment, a lot of people left comments about this in my video today. Talking about this this bar in the back of where the wheel here, and they're like, well, it's probably to keep the wheel from coming through the cab. And it's like, how many other Jeep doesn't have that problem? I don't know any car manufacturer has to put a big bar out there like that. Let's see. Nobody's going to buy the beadlock rings. Are they really $2,000? That's nuts. I don't have a job. It may have to sell mine. Let's see. I like offset of the Sasquatch wheels, but I agree the optional beadlock capable wheels are really nice. They're not bad. I get a pro deal on Icon. Well, look at you, buddy. And I was thinking about downgrading to non-Sasquatch as well. I'm telling you guys, with the Sasquatch though, as I wind this down, let's go over here. As I wind this down, the only thing with the Sasquatch, I'm telling you, is the gearing is everything. Yes, you know, you pricing out the $1,500 wheel for 5 of them, like they posted earlier. That's kind of a thing. But the gearing, to have one of these re-geared, and I think with the 10-speed, I don't think you're going to notice it much, really. You're going to notice it, but not like you would with the old 5-speed automatic transmissions. But gearing is everything, and if you want to add 35s, and you know we're all ego driven at some point, and we'll go, well, now I want 37s, and you just go to 37s, and I think you're going to notice it. I think that 10-speed is suddenly going to be about an 8-speed transmission, and of course your fuel economy, no matter what's not going to be great. But for me, Sasquatch package is all about gearing. The wheels, like I said earlier, I'll probably get rid of the wheels. I don't care about their thin, wheels. They're pizza cutters. And the sliders will be gone. I don't care about that as far as the Sasquatch package. The front bumper's okay. I'll live with it for a little bit, but the rear bumper will be switched out real quick. So other than that, I mean, I'm really only paying for the gearing. And if you take one of these to a shop, and whatever, the probably limited gearing for these right now, and you price up for a shop to do that, I guarantee you're $1,000 to $1,500 easily just for them to re-gear. And that may not be including the gears. I know Jeeps are pretty cheap to gear. The shops may be okay on these. I don't know. But the jury's going to be out on that till we're probably 6 months away from before you start really getting into some gearing options. But let's see. Ford got 5-star crash ratings by adding the crash beams on the F-150s. So, are they doing that on the F-150s? I've never noticed that. Let's see. So there you go, guys. I want to say I appreciate you guys being on here tonight. I appreciate having Bronco Life on here. That was a fun conversation. We're going to definitely check back with those guys in a few months, see where they're at. Next week we have gosh, I have to look it up because I can't remember the name. This sounds horrible. I know, bad host, but I cannot remember the name of his channel. Let's see. Mr. Dwayne Cotton, and Dwayne, pardon me, I can't not remember the name of your channel right now. But he's a small YouTube guy here, is doing Bronco content. I want to talk to them, and if you got a channel and you're looking for some exposure, not that my 4,000 subs a lot, I'd gladly help anybody I can, man. I don't care if you got 50 subs. I'm willing to, as long as I feel like you're confident and know what you're talking about. Definitely welcome on my show. So there you go. So from all things two-wheel drive, the Bronco was unique. From all things two-wheel drive, four-wheel drive, it doesn't matter what you drive. This has been your All-Terrain Nation. What are we, everybody? Are they going to do it? We're out. Peace, everybody. Love y'all. See y'all some